What is the difference between a friend and a best friend? A friend is someone that you share interests with. You hang out together, maybe go and get coffee, go and watch a movie, you share events that are going on in your life. Maybe you just had a job change, or maybe you're excited because you just got a new puppy. A best friend feels like family. I mean, this person knows everything about you. They know your whole story. Doesn't matter when you met them, they know it all because you've discussed it all. And when your friendship ends, it feels like you've lost a piece of yourself. What's up? Welcome to my channel, Bree the Womannequin. I am Bree. I've had 7 best friends over the course of my life, and this video is about what I've learned. The biggest thing that I have learned throughout all of these friendships is that they should be treated just like relationships. They require work, they require communication, they require patience, and they require support. I think before I realized this, I thought that friendships were supposed to be intuitive. I thought that you just go into a friendship and you're yourself. And then if things are starting to go south, you hash it out. But there are lots of things that you can do to prevent yourself from getting to that point in the first place. Being open and being clear with that person about your needs, but also letting that person know that you're safe to tell their needs. Keeping that person abreast of things that are going on in your life. If there is something going on where you can't answer the phone and they've already called you twice, then definitely send them a message. Hell, if they've called you once, send them a message and say, hey, can't come. I'm dealing with some family stuff. I'm dealing with some work stuff. I'm dealing with some puppy stuff, whatever it is, to let them know, and don't just leave them hanging. These are things that you do out of respect for the other person and out of respect for your friendship. And also you want to make sure that person is doing that for you. And if that person's not doing that for you, you should be able to go communicate with them and say, hey, I messaged you the other day and I didn't get a response, and it's cool if you were busy or you were doing something, but just let me know next time so I know. Obviously if this person is a very close friend of yours, they should be very understanding. If anything, if they're anything like me, they're going to be happy you told them because they might not have known before. Also, friendships can be seasonal, and that's okay. I'm sure you've heard the old saying, some people are here for a season, some people are here for a reason, and some people are here for a lifetime. It's completely fine to outgrow your friends. I've met people that have been friends with people since they were in high school or since they were 5 years old. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's crazy that somebody could know somebody for that long and they're still friends, they're still tight. I've changed so much as a person in that time. I can't even imagine still being friends with my best friend from high school. I don't even know what we would talk about. I've been in friendships where I've really tried to maintain that friendship. I could feel that they were changing in a way that I was changing, but I really wanted to make it work. And similar to that, do not stay in bad friendships because you're afraid of losing your story's continuity. That was an issue that I had frequently every single time I ended a friendship with a best friend. This is a person that I've spent all this time with. I've shared so much of my life with them. They've been there through some pretty heavy shit, They've been there when I was obsessed with this guy and he was all I could think about. They were there when this guy finally noticed me and I went to them and I said, oh my gosh, guess who talked to me today? They were there when some crazy shit was going down with my family. They were there when I found out that I had this life-threatening illness. And now, poof, that's gone. That person that I was telling everything to is gone. And even if I meet another person, that person doesn't know the story. They don't know the impact. They don't know how stressful a certain point in my life was because they weren't there. They don't know how big of a deal this new job is for me because they didn't see how much I was struggling at my past jobs. This person is only seeing this version of me that's existed in this very specific period of time. They haven't seen my progression. There have been so many times where I've been afraid to end a friendship, even if I was unhappy, because I didn't want to lose that progression. It is completely okay for a person to lose best friend status and just go down to friend status. I've had to do that. And honestly, it is so much better than just losing that person completely. I have people that were my best friends, and now we just send each other memes on Instagram. And it's fine. Just because you and a person are no longer on the same page in that super intense, like a brother, like a sister type of situation where you tell them everything, doesn't mean that this person can't still be in your life. I had a friend like that where we were very close, told each other some very intense things, and we were best friends for 7 years. Now we just send each other memes on Instagram, and it's fine, and I still love them. Keep emotional boundaries until trust is established. It can be easy to trauma bond with someone when you're going through it. Just because a person is there for you when you needed them to be there doesn't mean that now this person has to provide this role for you for every other instance in your life, especially if it's very early on. You might have some COVID buddies, people that you really bonded with during the pandemic, and you were hanging out with them all the time, only for the world to open back up and you don't talk to that person at all. Maybe you don't even want to talk to that person at all. Or maybe they don't want to talk to you. Maybe now that they can hang out with more people, they'd rather go and hang out with them. That has happened to me, and that shit sucks. This is a situation that actually happened to me. You bond with a coworker over hating your terrible boss, and you're venting to them constantly, and you're having lunch together every day. You're talking about how awful your boss is and how much they're making your life miserable, and you feel so seen and so heard, and this person really gets it, and you start sharing other personal stuff because you feel close with this person and you feel comfortable with this person, and you start telling them about your family, your relationships, your other friends, everything. Then one of you leaves a job, or in my case, you get a promotion, and all of a sudden you're no longer dealing with that toxic boss drama anymore. This person still wants to vent to you about all this stuff, and you realize I don't really want to talk about that anymore because that's not really my life anymore. You try to talk to this person about other stuff, and then you realize, holy shit, we don't really have anything in common. What we really had in common was this awful experience that we were going through. And now that one of us isn't going through it, we don't really have anything to say to each other. Best friendships feel reciprocal, like you're both watering the plant. You want this and you want to be in this. They want this and they want to be in this. And you prove that by showing up for each other. I can hear my dog licking herself in the other room, and it sounds awful. This isn't about tit for tat, which a lot of friendships can feel, right? Reciprocity between two people who are just friends could be, I bought you a birthday gift, so you buy me one, or I bought you a coffee, so now you buy me one, or I helped you move, so now you help me move. Feels very transactional, which is fine if that works for your friendship. But when it comes to best friends, it's this person's going to drop everything at 3 a.m. and take you to the ER if you need it. And you do the same without even thinking. You might help them more one year and they might help you more the next. It's not about keeping score. It's about knowing that they're going to show up. And it just kind of evens out naturally over time. We support each other when the other needs it. Don't give the best friend label to someone who doesn't want it. Respect yourself and respect what you have to give in a relationship. If you're treating somebody like they're your best friend and you're actively going around telling people and introducing them as my best friend, and they're not reciprocating that energy, or worse, actively denying the label, you are setting yourself up to get hurt. I've experienced this situation on both sides. I've been in situations where I was the person who didn't want to be called someone's best friend. It was because it was right after I had gotten out of another bad best friendship and I just wasn't ready to be best friends with somebody. These things really sound like relationships, don't they? And this person really didn't want the best friend label, but I was like, oh, but we're doing all the best friend things. And I really pushed it on them. And I don't even think they ever accepted it. And we ended up having a falling out. And I don't talk to that person at all anymore. when you give somebody that label, you're putting a lot of pressure on them. And it might be a situation where you and this person have this best friend like relationship where you are doing all the things, right? You are the first person they call when something happens, and they're the first person you call when something happens. But if that person isn't comfortable with that title, then I would just withhold it, because your friendship, your energy, your loyalty, these things are valuable and you should treat them that way. The best friend title should be mutual and both people should want that level of closeness. Personally, I feel like somebody showing up like a best friend, even if they don't want the label, is way more important than trying to force a label on somebody before they're ready to receive it. And there definitely have been times where I wish I had just let it go. It makes me wonder what my relationship would be like with that person now if I hadn't been so obsessed with wanting them to officially be my best friend. Another thing is, don't build your friendship identity around having a specific type of friendship. If you're like me, you've grown up watching Best Friends on TV, obviously Sam and Carly from iCarly, or Monica and Rachel, or Penny and Dejanay, whoever you were watching on TV, that ideal friendship might not be the type of friendship that you end up having with your best friend. There are friendships that I was resistant to because that's just not what I pictured my friend was going to look like. I can't tell you if that ever happened in the reverse to me because I wouldn't know, but I've done it to other people. It's really hard to let go of this identity that we desire for ourselves. In high school, I would have thrown my best friend in front of a bus if it meant that I could be popular, because that's how badly I wanted it. And me and my best friend were not popular. I actually had two different best friends in high school, and neither one of them were popular. And I wish that I had just enjoyed those friendships for what they were, instead of constantly trying to force these friends to change. I wish that I had just let them blossom into their full potential, instead of feeling constrained by what could have been if they had just been different. Finally, I would say sometimes the problem is you, or in my case, sometimes the problem was me. When you go through so many best friends, you have to stop and ask, what's the common denominator here? Am I the problem? The truth is, my brain was really good at making excuses. That person is being too demanding of me. They've changed. They don't get me. Or sometimes flat out, they just suck. I had a story for every friendship that failed. And in every story, I was the victim. When you have a breakup with a best friend, it feels catastrophic. It really wrecks your heart. Sometimes it's just really hard to see the situation clearly. You're just so angry or upset. Once I got distance from the situation, I was able to ask myself questions like, what if these are just excuses to protect my ego? What if I need to look deeper than just these automatic justifications that I've given myself so that I can still be right? And sometimes the problem was me. Not every time, but sometimes. And that's okay. We're not perfect people. None of us are. We're all making mistakes. We're all learning, and we're all just trying to be happy. And as long as you are self-aware or building self-awareness and you're learning from your past, you are growing as a person. And fulfilling long-lasting friendships are possible. But ultimately, enjoy every friendship for what it is. I've been in best friendships where it legit felt like I was in platonic love with the other person, where I was just drunk off of how much I enjoyed being around this person. Purely platonically. It's insane. And that friendship didn't last. And that's okay. Love yourself through all the mistakes you're probably gonna make and all the mistakes that they're probably gonna make, and that's fine. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope that these were some helpful tips for you. I went through a lot to give you these tips, so the least you could do is give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you want. You know, the algorithm just wants to know that you were here. How many best friends have you had? Is your number as high as mine? What are things that you've learned after having best friendships? Do you feel like it was you, or do you feel like it was the other person? What is your longest best friendship. I would say currently my longest best friendship was 7 years. It was all of college and then some. And I still love this person. But let me know your experiences below. And if you've never had a best friend, let me know. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And I will see you next time.